640, Tim Conway Jr. here. A buddy of mine, Billy Sherwood, joins us, everybody. Ding dong with you, buddy.
Hello, is this working?
There you go.
I should know, right?
Now, Billy Sherwood and I met him. We used to live in the same apartment building on Dickens near Sepulveda. And a great songwriter and great musician. And you were a big fan of the group Yes.
Yeah, when we met, I was in the middle of chaos with them, and they wanted me to be the lead singer. I wasn't into it, but I still wanted to work with them. And long story short, all these years later, I ended up joining the band again here. So
that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you just finished a tour with them, right?
We just finished this tour in February where we did this thing called Cruise to the Edge, where we headlined this boat. And there's a bunch of other great artists on there. Steve Hackett and Kansas was one of the supporting acts.
Wow, that's great.
So you get to kind of, you're cruising to Cozumel, which is nice. And
how many nights do you play every night?
We played 2 of the 5 nights.
That's great.
And it's a great thing because it's all like-minded people on the boat enjoying the same kind of music, and it's just a nonstop party.
Did they give you a nice suite and everything?
They did.
That's cool.
Yes,
that's great. But not only do you cruise, but they pay you to do it.
It's like a paid vacation. You feel a little guilty.
That's great, man. That's great. All right, so you end the tour, and then you get a call from another band.
Yeah. In the same way that the Yes thing sort of came at me with Chris's unfortunate passing. John Wetton, who was a dear friend of mine who I'd produced his last solo album, he's the lead singer of Asia. He was also in King Crimson and UK and all these great bands.
Right.
I got a message from their management that John's, he'd been fighting cancer for quite a while. They had a tour lined up here with Journey, and he asked me to fill in and stand in.
That is great.
Which was an amazing honor to be asked and do that. And unfortunately, not 2.5, 3 weeks later, he passed away. And so it's part two.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Thing. Yeah.
But they're lucky to get a talented guy like you, that's available.
Well, I appreciate that, and
there's not many guys that can do that.
It's kind of the same family in a strange way because it's the same management that Yes has for openers,
right?
And it's also the keyboard player from Yes is in Asia. The guitar player Steve Howe was in Asia originally, so it's sort of this branch off the family tree. So I guess it made sense to them to ask.
And when do you guys leave?
Rehearsals begin on Friday, and I'm on a plane on my birthday, which is coming up March
14th.
The 14th.
Yeah, look at you, dude.
Send checks and big boxes of things. I'll accept, and we're on the plane, and then we go to Washington, and we start the tour.
And how many cities?
This first one we do 12 shows, and then we take about 7 weeks off, and then we come back at it, and I think we do another 30 some odd shows, 35 shows.
All right, and you actually when you're touring, with Asia, you're opening for Journey?
On this tour, we're opening for Journey.
What a great night.
I know. And it's an arena tour, which is pretty big, so. All
right, so people don't, some people may not instantly recognize the name Asia, but I think their biggest hit is got to be Heat of the Moment, right?
Yeah. They've had many, but Heat of the Moment is kind of the one that was huge, the biggest, I believe.
That's going to be you doing the lead singing.
It will be.
Wow, dude.
That's John, and he's amazing.
All right, this is gonna be Billy Sherwood. Let's crank it up. Let's go. Can you do it now? A little preview. Yeah, let's crank it up. You know the lyrics?
I don't have my lyrics.
You gotta get him quick.
I don't have my iPad. I'm screwed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great song. Here's the hook, right? That's
this is it, baby.
Here we go. Heat of the moment.
That's Tim.
Little disclaimer.
Just in case the guys in the band are listening.
Right.
That was Tim.
Yeah. It's not gonna, I will be on
I just
tour.
lost the gig. Hang on. What happened?
That's great, man.
The phones are lighting up for all the wrong reasons.
That is a great song.
Yeah.
Now, will you guys close with that?
We did that on the last Yes tour as sort of a tribute to John.
That's cool.
And we did it, the lead singer from Yes, who's amazing, John Davidson. We kind of did it together.
Oh, the audience must love that.
That was great. It was really, really nice.
So that's their big hit, though.
That Only Time Will Tell.
Oh, yeah,
And
Only
the other
Time
one
Will
you were
Tell.
singing the other night on the radio. Now, so is the sun across the sky. Yeah, that one.
That's a great song, too.
Soul Survivor. Don't Cry was a massive hit for them.
Yeah, I loved Now. That's a great song.
Which is
Only Time Will Tell. Only
Yeah.
Time Will Tell.
Yeah.
See if we can crank this up here. Oh, great. There's a rollout of course. For,
Exactly.
the garden. What is it? The Panda Garden or something.
The little advert.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's the
nice.
worst. All right,
You know what I'm going to do during the break? I'm going to pop in with an ad blocker.
Oh, go.
I'm going to download
Oh,
an
that'd
ad
be
blocker
awesome.
on your...
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Can you do it?
Yep.
There's the cowbell.
Oh, that's right. The old cowbell.
There it is.
Oh, the audience is going to go crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, it's... As long as I've been doing this, I've never really been nervous about doing things.
Right, because you know what you're doing.
This has got me a little edgy.
Oh, wow.
Because, I mean...
Well, these guys have been touring together forever.
Yeah, and John was, he was a
legend.
huge giant in this.
Yeah.
So, it's an honor and it's also a little frightening. But, I'm going to give it my best and give it a go.
How soon in the tour will a guy grab you and say, John wouldn't have done that?
Well, I'll let you know after the first night. I'll let you know at the intermission.
Where can people go to see the cities you're going to be in? 'Cause we have listeners all
that's
over
a good
them.
question. You know me.
Right.
I have no idea where I'm going or where I'm going to be. I'd have
You know
to.
what? I can actually tell you. I can go to SeatGeek.
I find this out from the fans on Facebook. It's like, hey, you're going to be in Washington. And it's like, oh, well, cool. I am? Awesome.
I'm going to tell you, Asia.
I know it starts in Washington because that much I do know.
Let's see.
I'm a bad promo guy here. I should know these things.
Asia with Journey on the 15th. You're going to be in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And the 16th, you're still in Washington. You're going to be with Journey the whole time.
Yeah. Well, and like I
yeah.
said, we do these 12 shows and we take a little break and then we go back at it again for another 30, 32 shows. Something
And
like
how
that.
do they know about you? I mean, how do they go on to what? They go on to a website and go, oh, I like that
I
thing.
mean, if you just put into your browser Google official, Asia official rather, all these bands have the official site because there's so many fan sites. But Asia official gives you all the dates and
all right, well,
whatnot.
here's where you're going to be doing. You're going to be in Washington for 2 nights, then you go to Oregon, you go to Eugene, then you go to Idaho, North Dakota, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Indiana, 2 in Indiana, 1 in Fort Wayne, the other one in Evansville. Then you're in Illinois, which is nearby. You go to Oklahoma, Ohio. What a tour. This is unbelievable.
Now, am I in a bus or am I taking flight?
I don't know, but it looks like
If
you're
I'm
on a
flights,
bus.
can you get me an aisle seat?
Well, you're going to have to be on a flight between June 25th and June 27th because you're in Toledo, Ohio, which is in the northwest corner of Ohio, and then 2 nights later you have to be in Virginia.
Yeah, that's a
West
real
Virginia.
journey.
That's a flight. Yeah, it is a journey.
Kentucky, but you're not coming to L.A., man.
Maybe on the next batch. There's another batch that's after that. That's a
Texas
little more.
is as close as you get to L.A.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and come back. Billy Sherwood, the new lead singer of Asia.
Can you believe
man,
that?
That's great news.
We've come a long way here.
That is awesome, dude. It really is. And then you get to sit back and I know you don't blow weed anymore, but you get to sit back and watch Journey every night.
Yes. How cool is that?
That is
I mean,
awesome. And everyone's probally sober with kids,
right? And
eating fruit bowls afterwards.
Exactly. There's no alcohol backstage allowed. And you have to sneak it in.
It's the worst.
What the hell happened?
REO Speedwagon went to one of their concerts. We got backstage pass because my buddy Robbie Fox knows a couple of guys in the band. So I got bombed. I had like 19 beers, blew a couple of little weed and a couple shots of vodka. And I go backstage and I'm like, let's go party. And they're like, but we don't. We just have a fruit tray.
Sorry, there's.
We got the kids. If you could please quiet down.
Exactly.
We got our grandkids here.
If you can keep it down.
Right.
We just got them to sleep.
All right, we're live on KFI AM 640. met when we used to sit around every day and listen to the John and Ken show. Remember
That's
that?
right. I'm addicted to KFI. It's never stopped.
I'd come over to your studio like around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We'd get something to eat and take the edge off and listen to the John and Ken show.
I know.
For like 2 hours.
I'm still listening. It's crazy.
It's unbelievable. All right, Billy Sherwood was with Yes. Now he's with Asia, touring with Journey. That's got to be not only a cool trip, but the audience is still fairly young. I mean, people are in their 20s and 30s still listening to Journey in Asia.
Yeah, and those kind of fans transfer that whole trip to their kids.
Yeah.
And so at Yes shows, I'm meeting 10-year-olds who are talking to me about the albums.
That
I'm
is
looking at them
great,
like,
man.
really?
That is pretty cool.
You sure your dad didn't tell you to tell me that?
That is great. You going? Is it first class when you travel like
Wouldn't
this?
that be awesome? Those days have gone.
They're over.
It's
huh?
a bit
Are
more
people tightening
economical.
their belt?
Yeah, it's like everything in this life now. Everything, the economy's hit everything a little harder. So,
Yeah, no kidding.
I can't complain about the way we travel. I enjoy it. It's always fun. So.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so when you're done with Asia, are they you going to stay with them, or you go on to?
I'm with both.
Or somebody else not feeling well?
Exactly right. How's your health?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'm with both fans right now until further notice,
Right.
until I get a pink slip.
That's great, dude.
I'm in Yes and I'm in Asia, and I love it both. I mean, I have such a deep respect for those musicians.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Carl Palmer being the drummer of Asia ELP, the guy's a monster. So
Yeah, that is. I mean,
I'm
just to
looking
play
forward
on
to playing
stage with him every night.
Yeah, I'm getting excited thinking about doing that because I played with Alan White, for decades,
Right.
in various forms, Yes, and Conspiracy and other things we had going circa. But I've never played with Carl. He reminded me.
One of the world's greatest drummers.
Yeah, he reminded me that we'd worked together once about 20 years ago because I was engineering some radio spots for him to do. Hi, this is Carl Palmer, Merry Christmas,
Right.
Kentucky or whatever.
Wow.
And it was
Now,
that's the last time I saw him.
how long's your set? What do you guys do?
It's 45 minutes, and we do Heat of the Moment, Only Time Will Tell, Soul Survivor, Wildest Dreams, Don't Cry, Go, Smile Has Left Your Eyes. All they're really big songs. And then Carl does a drum solo, and there's a keyboard solo as well, which I don't have to sing in, so I'm happy that they do that.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. You know what you should do is, if you want to really endear yourself to Journey, is just play like one night you play Faithfully.
Yeah, right? I know.
Right before they go on.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Any Way You Want It, That's the Way You Need It. They're going to play all those hits. That'll be a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be
Do
really
you play big arenas? What do you play with these guys?
It's arenas from what I see, which is really exciting and it's making me a little nervous, but it's going to be fun.
Is that 30,000, 40,000?
I think it's more like 15 to 17, something like that.
Still, that's outrageous.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and they're all screaming and yelling and getting crazy.
Yeah.
Is it like the old days though, where like women want to get backstage?
God, in this prog community, it's a bit more. These guys they have report cards and they're posting the notes you just missed, and it's not quite as glamorous as that.
Right, exactly. That's classic, dude. That's pretty cool. I'm glad you stopped by. That's a big deal.
It's amazing. I thought you
got to send us photos from the road.
Oh, I will do.
But you have Facebook and all that crap?
I'm on Facebook, and I communicate with everyone who kind of sends me messages. And I posted the picture of the band, because we got a band composite, and it started a nice conversation. And of course, the way Facebook goes. One guy's moaning about this and moaning about that, and they're getting into a fight on my Facebook page. I live in Ohio. I'll meet you here. They're going to meet to fight. I was like, guys, hang on a minute. It's just a picture. What the hell?
Yeah, you guys got to really mellow out.
Lighten it up.
That's fantastic.
It's funny to watch.
Do you get a piece of anything like shirts and albums and everything?
They take care of me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They make it worth pursuing. Let's put it that way.
That's great, man.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Well, and it's perfect timing too, because you're not running into all that snow and crap.
No, I know. It's the summer. We're heading into the summer.
Yeah, you're in the summer. You're gonna have June up in Washington and Oregon. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah. And then we go back out, and do the bigger half of it, which I'm looking forward to too. There's a little bit of a gap between these two, but it's good. There's other things going on as well. I'm actually producing a tribute to Chris Squire.
Cool.
And I've got about 25, 26 great artists lined up to be involved in it. A lot of the guys I met on the boat, the guys from Kansas and
Right.
and other bands and stuff. So I'm working on that in the break when I come back.
It's great to see these bands now. Oh
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
after it takes you back to the 70s, when life was a little easier.
And these guys still play. I mean, Kansas was just great on stage, and Steve Hackett from Genesis was fantastic.
What were you playing when I saw you in Toronto? Was it Yes?
Yeah,
that's what it was. Huh?
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. That was a huge arena there.
That was a big.
The Canadians love it.
That was 94. I think.
Yeah, they eat it up. Yeah, 94, 95. They eat it up, man. They love this.
The last time I was in an arena was with Yes at Madison Square Garden, which was pretty memorable.
Oh, I bet that's huge.
And there's going to be some new memories made from this tour for sure.
That's great. All right, Billy Sherwood, thanks for coming by. The new lead singer of Asia.
Thanks,
Asia.
guys. Love you guys here.
And also, Yes.
Come on.
You're with the both, man. Look at you. All right, Tim Conway Jr. live on KFI AM 640. People want to thank their the women in their life. Not a day without women, a day to thank women.